Welcome to another episode of HEC TV. I'm Dayna Kamimura-Ching, HR Consultant at Hawaii Employers Council. In this episode, we're going to talk about leave and schedule modifications as reasonable accommodations under the Americans with Disabilities Act. Each situation requires a fact-specific analysis, and a key issue that employers need to analyze is whether in-person attendance is an essential function of the job. So how do you determine whether in-person attendance is an essential function of a job? First, look at the job description. Does it say that attendance is an essential function? Courts give some deference to the job description and the employer's judgment as to whether in-person attendance is essential, but just those alone are not enough. You also have to consider whether in-person attendance is necessary to complete the essential functions of the job. For example, a nurse generally needs to be present at the hospital to care for patients, and a receptionist needs to be present to greet clients. However, a consultant who reviews documents on the computer and writes reports can do work remotely. You should also look at the consequences of the employee not being at work. Can the employee's work be redistributed with little impact, or does it delay an entire production line? Another consideration is the experience of current or past employees in the same or similar positions. If you've allowed one employee in that position to take extended leave or to work remotely without negative impacts, you probably need to grant other employees in the same position the same accommodation. Let's apply these considerations to some examples. Alan works on an assembly line. He's not eligible for FMLA and has asthma that has caused him to miss work for 12 days in the past 2 months. The symptoms generally occur at night, causing Alan to call in sick early the next morning. Given the lack of notice, you have no time to plan for a replacement, and the assembly line doesn't function well without him. Alan's doctor says there is no way to predict when the symptoms will flare, and he does not expect any change in this situation for the foreseeable future. Because the assembly line doesn't function well without him, and his symptoms are unpredictable, making it difficult to find a replacement, assuming there's no position available for reassignment, you would not have to retain him. Mary is an office worker with epilepsy and is ineligible for FMLA leave. In the past 3 months, Mary has 2 seizures at work, requiring her to go home to recover for the rest of the day, but she is able to return to work the next day. Although it has caused some problems, you have been able to cover most of Mary's duties without overburdening other employees, and Mary is able to make up some of her missed work. Mary's doctor says the symptoms should occur only once every 2 to 4 months and should not require more than 1 day off to recover. Although the leave is unpredictable, Mary would only require 1 day of leave every few months, and the consequences of her not being able to work those days are not severe. Assuming there's no undue hardship, you should grant her the intermittent leave. A manager's starting time is 8 a.m., but due to the side effects of medication she takes for her disability, she can't get into work until 9 a.m. The manager's late arrival time does not affect the manager's performance or operation of the company, and she has no duties that require her to be there before 9. The Ninth Circuit has held that an essential function of a supervisor's job is to be present to supervise employees. In this case, however, the facts show that her 1-hour delay in start time does not have any adverse consequences, so her request should probably be granted. Again, these are fact-intensive inquiries. If you believe in-person attendance is an essential function of a job, be sure you include it in the job description and be ready to use the considerations we discussed to explain why it's an essential function. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions about the ADA or any other HR issues, feel free to reach out to HEC's HR consultants. Thanks for tuning in to HEC TV.